Hi, I'm Kat, marketer turned brand storyteller.
And I'm Candace, educator turned entrepreneur.
And you're listening to
Not Nice, Clever.
We're two introverts who speak on stages around the country and work with top personal brands who also unapologetically require 24 to 48 hours of recovery time on the couch in our favorite sweats. All Netflix and no chill.
And to be clear, we're not quiet or nice. Together, we're redefining what it means to be an introvert who means business. It's time to show up and show off. Are you in?
We are more than pleased to introduce you to Joseph Magsaysay today on Not Nice Clever. He is a world-renowned realtor all the way from Manila to Missouri to the Bay Area, but on top of that, just an incredible human being, role model, and all about being a human first. Insert whatever job it is that you do second. We talk about being unapologetically yourself, leading unconditionally, and having a particular master's degree that you might not quite guess what it is ahead of time. So without further ado, we're so excited for you to meet Joseph. Well, thank you so much, Joseph, for joining us here today. We are ecstatic that the Clever Crew gets to soak up and absorb some of your incredible energy. We were so lucky when we met you. It was just a handful of months ago, but it's like one of those times where, and maybe if you guys listening in know, where you meet somebody and you feel like you've known them for like decades. And you're like, oh, we're already friends. This is happening. And I feel like that's how it was when we met you, Joseph. And I know one thing that's very inspiring to watch you do all the time is to just truly be you with no apologies, no hedging, no faking it, no playing small. So I think it's such an important message, especially for the introverts in our community. I'd love to hear your spin and your riff on how you do that in your life.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your show. And yes, it was a couple of months ago, back in November. I remember vividly because I was not supposed to be there. When I was invited to attend the LFG Energy Society event, I had scheduled my son to be with me that weekend.
Aw.
And then I just switched schedule because I said, you know what? Sometimes in life you only have one shot. And I just moved here in the Bay Area and I wanted to meet as many people as possible. And everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer of that. And like what you said, our vibe attracted us. We are a tribe now. So again, once again, it's such a pleasure. It's an honor and I'm grateful to be part of your show. And like what you said, I will always be loud, proud, and brown, born and raised in the Philippines. I've only been here in America for 16 years. All of the 15 years, we're all in Missouri. So just imagine that. A boy, a man, born and raised in the Philippines, Manila, which is the biggest city, which is the New York City of the Philippines, moved to a small town, Missouri. And me having this kind of personality, I was like, they were like, what is going on here? Who is this guy? What's going on? And I'm just unapologetically me.
I want to know if you were wearing these same fits in Missouri.
Of course you do the clothing question.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Yes. The answer is 100% yes. But I looked so different back then. I was shoot, let's just say 85 pounds heavier.
Wow.
Because the thing is, in the Midwest, I started as my ex-wife's personal chauffeur. I drove for her every single day for 6 years because I recognized my mindset back then was, look, babe, you and I are a team. The least that I could do here in America for you is drive for you every single day. And she's a physical therapist and she had multiple nursing homes and she worked 12 to 14 hours a day. So and that's how I love, it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I will serve you. That's the least that I could do. And of course, when she's in a nursing home for more than 3 hours, what do I do? In the Philippines, we never had buffets. You see all the
There's
buffets.
everywhere
I
here.
ate, I ate everything that I could handle. And I was like, oh wow, I couldn't wear a turtleneck back then because there was no neck. It was just the turtle that was there. So that was me, but I was already dressing up like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Uh-huh.
This is how I dressed, and I'll never forget when I got my license exactly 10 years ago in 2014. Everyone was looking at me, and okay, why are you so overdressed? Why are you wearing like this?
Mm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, there are pros and cons with the way I dressed in Missouri in such a small town because let's just say population anywhere between 20 to
Mm-hmm.
30,000,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the only Filipino
Mm.
realtor. And the average age of realtors over there are in the 60s. And not
Yeah.
only am I Filipino, not every male realtor has this kind of personality. So I felt like I was the antichrist of real estate because the very there was this mentor at my very first company said, you know what, I really want to see you succeed, and I'm going to give you pointers. I said, sure, I would love to be successful. I want to listen to
Mm-hmm.
you. And the very first thing that she told me was, wait for the phone to ring, like floor duties.
Wait, does she know you? Telling you to wait?
I know, right? So when I got that first phone call, and the caller was like, well, I saw this home. I said, what is the address, sir? I don't know. But when you turn right on the street, you turn left again, then you turn right. And I said, no, 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 this is not working out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized, you know what? One of the reasons why I became a realtor is because I love people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because back then, in my first year, 10 years ago, I already realized that real estate is not a home business, it's a people business.
Mm-hmm.
Preach. So agree.
So when everyone told me, Joseph, you're going to have a hard time here, even my own realtor, when I bought a home, told me it's a suicide mission for me to be a realtor because no one's going to use me. I was the only Filipino Asian realtor in the state of Missouri. And even my wife told me that I was only wasting my money
Mm.
for the courses, for the hotels, because I needed to drive 2 hours. And I would drive 2 hours every single day back and forth to finish my course. I did not do it online because I'm not disciplined enough to do it online. So I needed to do it in
Self-aware. We love
person.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I know myself very well. And then once I got my license, I told my ex-wife that I'm not gonna be eating at home for the first 6 months. And then she said, why are you going to do that? I said, you told me that nobody knows me. I'm going to make sure that this entire town will know about me. So I went to the exact same restaurants every single day. And long story short, I was able to help 35 families buy and sell homes, and 29 of them were bartenders and servers.
Oh my
Hospitality fam in the
gosh.
house. You know that goes near and dear for
Wow.
me, Joseph.
Ever since, I haven't, and this is not exaggeration, I haven't eaten a cooked meal, a home cooked meal, since 2014 because I am doing the exact same thing here in the Bay Area. I never eat at home. I go out, I visit my favorite restaurants, and for some reason, I am very lucky that I always become friends with the owners of these restaurants. So in Missouri, like these restaurant owners, whenever I enter the restaurant, they would yell, the best realtor in town's here.
Mm.
And everyone's going to look at me.
That's your billboard right there.
Right. And then they will ask me, are you really the best realtor in town? I said, no, I'm not. I did not say that. But that's what they said. You know what? I'm in a good mood right now. Owner, drinks on me. Please. I want to buy this lovely woman or lovely man, this gentleman, a drink. And since they accepted that offer, they have no issues or no options but to be nice to me when I talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even going to talk about real estate. I'm going to talk about them.
Mm.
And then they'll just find out that I'm a realtor.
I love it. If you are just listening to the audio right now, if you're listening to the podcast, you need to check the show notes and follow Joseph on Instagram because you're not getting the full visual of what he's wearing. He is dressed to the nines. Like, he looks incredible and he always does. And in his Instagram stories, you will be taken along for like the most amazing culinary journeys
Mm.
because everywhere he's going, he's showing you where he is, what he's eating, and what he's shopping for, all of it. I love to follow along. I am like one of your biggest fans in your stories. So to get the whole picture, you got to follow along.
You are so sweet. Thank you for saying that. And if I may add, because I think this is very important, since we're talking about how I dress. In my second year, also, because I was able to help 35 families in my first year. And second year, I was blessed to help 150 families buy and sell homes in a small town. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because for some reason, because of the way I dress, people thought I was gay. And I became friends with majority of, for a lack of a better term, like trophy wives of the
Oh
doctors
my goodness.
Because
and
they felt
lawyers.
Yeah.
safe. Because they
Yes, but I told them full disclosure, I'm super
Right.
straight. I just love to look good and I love to dress up. And then they asked me, can you come with us? Whatever you're wearing, I want my husband to have that. And they became my luxury clients.
Mm.
That was my entry level to luxury real estate because of that. And then when
Wow.
they found out, oh my God, you have a son, an adorable son. Yes, I'm super straight. I have a son. And but I have a lot of gay friends because I am very comfortable in my
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
And like what I said earlier, I will always be loud, proud, and brown.
I
We love
I
that.
love and I hope everybody listening paying attention because like we get that question a lot. Like not just how do you grow your business? How do you garner more business? How do you break into new segments, right? New price points. And so many times people think that it has to do with the things that are on paper. It has to do with the years in real estate, the volume you've done, the awards you've won. And those wives, those women saw your fashion sense, they loved your energy, your fine taste, you love to eat well, and they wanted more of that. They wanted more of you, not you the realtor, but you the human, right? And the amazing things that you brought to like that relationship and that partnership with them. It's so important to double down on that.
100%. You are 100% correct there.
So, Joseph, there's another thing that I really admire about you, and this is something you and I have in common. Like we connected, I remember at the LFG Energy event when Candace and I were doing the keynote, and I used an example in the brand exercise saying I am a Japanese American lender and I work with other immigrant families to achieve their dream of home ownership. And initially, everybody in the audience thought that that was just me using an example, but it was actually true or would be true if I got into lending because my mother is Japanese American. And you being
Yeah.
Filipino and coming to the US and to Missouri of all places in the US, right? Starting over on the other side of the world with a son and then now
Yeah.
recently starting over, not starting over, starting anew. I like that better. In the Bay
Yes. Yes.
Area. I've done that similarly. I've rebranded and reinvented myself in so many different cities. What would you say to people like about how you tackle that? About like, do you worry about looking back? Do you overthink it? Do you ever have regrets? Do you ever wonder what if? Like, what is your how have you done that essentially? It's very impressive.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to answer this in two
Okay.
folds, okay? The first fold, maybe the reason why I am who I am, and this could be pros and cons. Obviously, I'm going to focus on the cons because I basically grew up alone. Oh, so I lost my mother when I was 9 years old. Okay, I grew up in the streets of the Philippines. So the good thing about that, I have all the street smarts in the world,
Yeah.
right? And I lost my father back in 2006. And he was really not that present in my life. So I was just focused. When I was in college, I took up broadcasting journalism and I did everything backwards. For some reason, I love doing everything backwards because when I enrolled for college, first day that I enrolled, the following day I withdrew everything because my game plan is I want to be friends with older students. I want to learn from them immediately. So I took up subjects that are for fourth year, for seniors. In the Philippines, you can do that. I did it backwards. And because of that, I realized, you know what? One of my superpowers, I guess, is I never get intimidated. It's like
Mm.
that's what I told myself. I'll never be intimidated. So when my ex-wife decided to come to America, because I was happy in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
I was working for J.P. Morgan Chase as an investment banker, and I was fulfilled. Never in my entire life, never had I dreamt of coming to America. But since I was so in love with my ex-wife, I wanted to support her. I was her biggest supporter. I said, "Let's go to America." And my vision of America was like New York, tall buildings, Hollywood in LA, Chicago. And then I landed in Missouri. No disrespect to Missouri. Missouri. I love Missouri. I am blessed and grateful and honored that I started in Missouri because I experienced the simple things in life, and I will always be grateful for that. Because when I became successful in Missouri, I had now the pleasure and option to travel all around the country. And oh my God, wow, the cost of living there is so high. And the cost of living here is just not that good. So that's the reason why I am who I am. So now that's Philippines to Missouri, and then Missouri to the Bay Area. So the other fold is the second fold is I have a master's degree. So I have a master's degree in failure. I was so good at it,
I was like,
you
where is
know?
this going?
So
Because I
I
didn't think
am
you had a
not
master's.
I'm not afraid to fail. I am always charge, move forward, move forward, move forward. You mess up, get up.
Yep.
Get down, get up. Always move forward because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? And again, that's going back to my childhood. Losing the love of my life, who's my mom. What am I going to do? I'm done crying.
Yeah.
I'm done crying. So I just need to, get up and do it again. Get up and do it again until I perfect whatever I need to do, until I achieve whatever I need to do. So moving to the Bay Area was a very, very hard decision because for me, I wanted more. I have an insatiable appetite for success. Now, we all have different meanings of success. I'm not talking about dollars. Okay, I'm talking about the quality of life. I already experienced the Philippines, experienced Missouri. Now it's time for California. And the reason why I said that it's a difficult decision because I needed to ask my boss, who's my son, Gino, my 12-year-old.
Oh, yes.
If he said no, then there's no deal. So I needed to ask him. Thank God he's smart enough. Went to Expedia, Daddy. Instead of you driving 4 hours one way to pick me up, I can fly to you. It's just a 3-hour flight nonstop, or you can fly to me. It's just a 3-hour nonstop.
So smart.
And when I brought him here, now his goal is he wants to go to USC for college. I said, okay, Gino, now I love this. Now you have something to look forward to. Okay, but now we need to improve the grades. Daddy will do everything in his power to put you in position to achieve whatever your goals are. But at the end of the day, it's still you who needs to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Always. So you're kind of reading our mind here because our next question for you was, how do you define success as an entrepreneur? And you started to answer that for us. Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yes. When people ask me, so Joseph, who's your competition in real estate? And I have always been consistent since 2020. It started during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the pandemic started, everyone was panicking in real estate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
are we really relevant? Are we essential? Are we going to lose our business? And then my mindset back then, look, at the end of the day, we're human beings first. I had an emergency meeting with my team. I'm a human being. We're human beings first, realtor second.
Mm.
Okay? So
Yes.
now we need to show the general public that we care, whatever is going on. Forget about the business. Forget about real estate. Let's be human beings first for a second. And at the same time, told them that because I wanted to teach them how to fish. Because they need to take advantage of all of my relationships with all of the restaurants. All of the restaurant owners know me in St. Louis. And every week, we were blessed that we were able to help or feed 300 frontliners from different
Wow.
partnerships with different restaurants every week. And I called that movement Make an Impact One Plate at a Time.
We love it.
Oh,
Make an impact one plate at a time. Because the name of my team back then in St. Louis was Impact International Group.
Oh,
So
yeah.
going back to answer who my competitor is, Chick-fil-A, Apple, and FedEx. Now it's Tesla. I add Tesla over there because realtors became transactional during the pandemic. They forgot about customer service and customer experience. Because let's face it, 2020 and 2021 were the best days, were the best years in real estate. If you truly are working, you do not have any reason not to tell yourself that that was the best year of your real estate career. Because all hard workers had the best year of their real estate career in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
But they were all, but majority of us realtors were just focused on volume, transactions, next, 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 next. You know what my pet peeve in real estate is? When I hear realtors say and put on social media, boom, and another one. What do you mean by that? What is boom and another one?
Little DJ
You know,
Khaled, or
I guess.
exactly. I mean, whenever I hear that, the song that I always play is "Boom Boom Pow" by the Black Eyed Peas.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? A remix? Because for me, I'd always tell my agents, like, if I see you say "boom" and another one, you're not part of my family. I'm sorry, because you need to be telling the story. You need to share the story how you met this family, and in a very competitive market that you were able to help them win the deal.
Mm-hmm.
right. Position yourself as an expert, tell a story from a human
Exactly.
perspective. Yes. Because
Exactly.
it's not about another transaction, it's about helping humans get what they want.
100%. 100%. So I guess I'm not sure if I answered your question. I went
You
round and
you
round in
took us to
circles, but
church. It's all good, Joseph.
I took you to church. Okay. From pep talk, it became a pep rally.
You're out there building your personal brand and you also have a team relying on you. But if your people don't know how to fish for themselves, the burden of new business always falls on you. Ouch, no thanks.
The opportunity we see, teach your team how to generate their own business.
The result, more time and energy back in your day so you can scale sans burnout.
Amplify by Not Nice Clever is the ace up your sleeve, a hands-on workshop full of replicable frameworks and actionable strategies that your team can put in place right away.
Your job? Sit back and let us work our magic.
Even CEOs need help sometimes. We've got you. Head to our show notes to get the deets. #outsourced.
But yeah, I just focused on relationships, and that's the exact same thing that I'm doing here in the Bay Area. That's why my realtor friends in San Francisco were like, "Where did this guy come from?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you know all of these restaurants?" So there's this restaurant in San Francisco. I call it my kitchen. It's called Movida Lounge. And the owner, she's adorable. Her name's Shima. She's Persian. And the first time we met, we knew, just like us, Kat and the Candace, the first time we met, we knew that
Our
we were
people.
each other's people.
Yeah.
And I go to Movida a minimum of twice or thrice a week. And I have met a lot of new clients from this restaurant, and even the staff. Wouldn't it be a nice feeling you enter the restaurant and all the staff are smiling because you're there? That's the best feeling in the world. So to me, that's the definition of success. The legacy, the potential legacy that I'm able to leave, when I'm gone, is that Joseph is a relationship builder. Joseph is the most approachable person that you'll ever meet. He's very good at building relationships, because that's what I'm focused on.
You exude that. It's just so obvious being in a room with you or watching you online. Like it's so easy to slide into your DMs. Like we just talk like friends on the DMs, like since the day we met. And that's so important. And anytime Bay Area real estate comes up in my world, I'm obviously going to say your name first. That just makes sense.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So, can you talk to us? I mean, you touched a little bit on this previously, but for maybe real estate agents, maybe lenders, people in business who are in the hard part right now, they're in the really tough part of their life or business. What do you have to say to them? Like, what kept you going when you were at that place?
Yes. I love this saying, when you're down, there's no any other way but up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're going through hell, you need to go through
Yeah,
it.
there's no use in staying there.
Yes, there's no use in staying there. What I mean by that is just, for me, the most important thing for me is being persistent, being consistent, and visibility and availability is a superpower. I think that's one of my superpowers. And you laugh at this. Sometimes I think I'm not visible enough.
You,
I'm just
Joseph?
kidding.
Oh my goodness.
But I make it a point that I am always available, not only for clients, but for my friends, for my realtor friends.
Mhm.
Okay, because wherever I go, whenever I built my expansion teams all over the country years and years ago, I make sure that each and every city, I have a contact person over there.
Mhm.
And I always reach out to them every week and see, how's it going? Anything that I can help you with? Okay, I would love to brainstorm with you. Because these mastermind groups that they charge for you to be part of that group. No, I don't want to charge. My currency is my energy. If I love your energy, let's grow our energy together.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's my advice. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up, because at the end of the day, it's going to get better. And in the business of real estate, it always does get better. It's
Yeah.
cyclical, and,
Mhm.
there's a reason why we are entrepreneurs. And at the end of the day, when people ask me, so Joseph, what can you suggest to be why you're so successful? Just focus on two things. Now three things. Ever since I met you both, now I incorporate the
Oh
third one.
boy.
All
Okay,
right, we
Okay.
love it.
Yeah.
I always say relationships and marketing. You master those two, you're set for life.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's three: relationships, marketing, and branding. Because
Yes.
not everyone before, could distinguish branding and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that it's the exact same thing. But the reality is, because of you both, this is me. I'm telling the truth, because I thought before meeting you both, I was like, no, hey, Joseph is good in marketing. Oh yeah, maybe he might. And then they'll say Joseph is good at branding. So I always thought that it was one, that they
Mm.
were one.
Mm.
And then when I met you both, I said, oh shoot, I have been doing this the wrong way.
You've been
But
doing
no,
it
not
backwards, just
really.
like college.
Just like you like.
Exactly. Exactly. So just focus on relationships, because at the end of the day, once you build that trust,
Mm.
whoever you're in a relationship with, whether it's a business partnership or friendship, at the end of the day, you will always be top of mind.
Yep.
Because okay, this guy is really genuine to me. He's really helpful and he knows the market. Okay, just find a way to be top of mind on what your genius is. And this is what I love Ryan Serhant. So Ryan Serhant is one of my idols. Ever since I got my real estate license, I never had TV, but if I watch TV, whenever I flew, $1 million listing. And I love his energy. And I told myself, you know what, someday I might be the Asian Ryan Serhant. But because he's so good. He's just really good. And he's focused also in building relationships, and he has an amazing personality.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, at the end of the day, your vibe will attract your tribe. If they're not for you, then move on. And another thing also, that one of my biggest advice too, is embrace the word no. I love no. I love hearing no's, because the real meaning of no is next opportunity. The more no's you get, the more
Mm.
opportunities you
Oh,
have.
okay. I
I
like
like that
that.
reframe.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
love those
So
reframes.
good.
So, Joseph, you mentioned the boss, the only boss you've got, Mr. Gino, who's 12 and he wants
Mr.
to
Gino.
go to USC. I'm in a similar role where my partner Will, and he has a daughter who's going to be starting college this summer, which
Mm-hmm.
is wild to me. And since I've come into her life and I've grown in my career, it's funny. I now always think about, in addition to everything else, like being a role model for her, and then also being a role model for my clients and my friends and even just myself. And so, can you talk to us a little bit about how that has changed how you look at things, like how you define being a role model, how that's helped you? Like, I would just selfishly love to pick your brain a little bit on that, because you seem to do it so well, and I'm always open to learning, and I always want to do my best too.
Yes, of course, but I could be better. I could be a better father.
Mm-hmm.
So because at the end of the day, the most important thing is being present. And the good thing about the digital world right now is that you can be present in many ways.
Mm.
I always say that real estate is a contact sport. Having a relationship is a contact sport. Building a relationship is a contact sport. And because of technology, there's a lot of ways to be in contact, to be in reach with someone.
Yeah.
So and be present with someone. So I am just focused on number one, being the authentic me. So just be authentically you, be unapologetically you, because your daughter, she has her own mind. Gino has his own mind.
Yes, they do.
He knows what he wants in life.
Mhm.
Okay, even though I keep on pushing something, if he doesn't really like it, then it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is we are here to support our kids, our children, on whatever they want to achieve. That's for me. That's the most important thing, because they need to know, what? Even though I fail, my mom or my dad will always be there and pick me up and help me push through. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you also for asking that question. I'm educating myself too.
It's funny how that happens sometimes, right? When others ask you for help and then you end up learning
Yes,
things in the process.
yes, absolutely.
Joseph, what's one thing that you have today that you used to dream about?
That is a very loaded question, because I love to dream, and I still have a lot of dreams that
Of course, I would
I wanted
expect no
to
less.
I want to achieve. But I guess the easiest way for me to answer this is, let's take a step back and go back to Missouri. When I got my license in real estate, when everyone told me there that I was going to fail in this business, that real estate is local, they keep on saying real estate is local. And I love to travel. And they told me, no, you cannot. In order for you to do business in other states, you need to be licensed over there. And the good and bad thing about me is I love to push the envelope. I just love it. Okay, because I believe before my mom died, she told me that no one can tell you what you can and cannot do in life. And she also told me that the story of life is the consequence of the choices that we make.
Mm.
Okay, and I'm always ready to suffer the consequence. That's just me. Maybe I'm a masochist or something, but
We don't have
I
to get
am
into that today.
always I'm always ready to suffer the consequence. But so that's should I got distracted over there? What were
No,
we
but
talking?
something that you dreamed about that you
Yes,
now,
something that I
yeah,
dream about.
that's
Okay,
now your
so
reality.
that's now my reality, is me being able to impact a lot of lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're not only talking about buyers and homeowners and sellers. I'm talking about different agents all over the country.
Yeah.
Because of my story about the restaurants, I accidentally became a national speaker. And
I
I
accidentally became.
I
accidentally.
accidentally became a
Just
national
oopsie.
speaker. Yes, and there were several associations in all over the country who invited me to speak, because they wanted to show that it's possible for an outsider, for a rookie, for a newbie to be successful in their first year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they asked me, so Joseph, what's the title of your speaking engagement? I said, shoot, I don't have a title. I've never been a speaker. So I needed to decide on the spot. I had like 10 minutes to
Oh
decide.
boy.
I said, well, I love food. My story is all about food. So I said, you know what? Let's call it Food to Fortune.
That's so good.
We approve.
I love it.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the power of restaurants. And then after that talk, because I'm not a reader, I'm not really a reader. And then they said, "Oh, you must have read the book Never Eat Alone." I said, "No, I don't know that book." Because they said you're doing the exact same thing. I said, "No, you know what? I'll read that book eventually. I haven't read it yet." But
We won't tell them.
and then and and then my approach to my business, it's like they said, "Have you been to Brian Buffini coaching? Because you're basically doing what he's doing." And I looked it up. It's like Brian Buffini said, be the mayor of your town.
Mm.
I said, oh, you know what? I don't want to be a mayor. I want to be a governor. I don't want to be, focusing on
Don't
one
keep me
town. I want to
small.
focus on the
Yeah.
entire state. Don't keep me small, because that has always been my mentality. So to answer your question, yes, I want to impact as many lives as I can, because there are a lot of realtors out there who think that they're wasting their time being a realtor. They're wasting their time getting their license because they're not enough. They'll see a lot of people in social media that they're so successful, and what I tell them is, don't focus on the numbers. I
Mm-hmm.
ask them, if you notice me when I'm on panels, when I'm being asked how much volume I sell, I don't mention the amount, because it doesn't matter if you sold $1 billion of real estate. I always mention the number of families that I help, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
families in the general public care. They don't want to be just a number. They don't want to be
Mhm.
called, oh, Joseph's just helping me because he sees dollar signs on top of my head.
Yeah.
No, I just focus, going back again to relationships, and I always beat a dead horse with my hashtag relationships matter.
Yeah.
So that's what I focus on.
I love it. People aren't a number. I love that so much. I remember thinking one time I would be a little pissed off if I knew my agent was describing me as a lead. I'm like, I'm a business owner,
Yes,
I'm a woman, I'm a partner, like I'm a dog mom. Like, don't call me a lead. I am so much more than that. And I love that you reframe it in a human first way.
100%. I love that. So I never call my leads. I call them relationships. So when I used to buy Zillow leads and realtor.com leads and give it to my agents,
Uh-huh.
I tell them, okay, we have a total of 100 new relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
100 new, just build that. And by the way, I just want to let both of you know that people like you both, who gives opportunity for people like me, we need more people like you. And that's the reason why this is such an honor, because I know both of you are very busy and you know a lot of people, right? But the fact that you're giving me an opportunity, and we just met maybe twice now.
Yeah.
Twice at Inman.
Mm-hmm.
I missed you, Candice, for some
I
reason. I
I
don't know how
screamed
that
for you
happened.
across the room and you didn't turn
Oh
around, and
shoot. Yeah, I
Kat
remember
Kat
that.
gave me a look because I
Yeah.
embarrassed her.
No, you
Oh,
didn't. I was about to hunt
but
Joseph down. Yeah.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I just want to thank you both for this opportunity, and I want to thank Inman too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because a small guy like me from a small town, from a small state in Missouri, me being an ambassador for a couple of years now,
Mm-hmm.
representing my state, and now I'm still an ambassador, even though I moved here to California. So
That's
I'm very
amazing.
blessed. I
We
just
love
can't
that.
thank
Yeah.
the universe enough with all of the blessings that I have received because of real estate.
We love that. Okay, so we are entering into our rapid fire segment. And I'm gonna let Kat take the
Okay.
lead on this, but I'll just give you a quick rundown. She's gonna ask you a series of questions, and you're just gonna say what's top of mind, just quick style. Okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, here we go, Joseph. What was one of your childhood nicknames?
Jimby. Jimby.
Jimby.
Yes.
Oh my
You
goodness.
guys are the first American people to hear that.
You heard it
Exclusively.
here first,
On
Clever Crow.
heard first over here,
Exclusively.
because it's the combination of Joseph Benjamin. I have the worst Asian name ever. Born in the Philippines, and I have two first names, Joseph Benjamin, and then my mom called me Jimby.
Jimby.
Yeah.
Jimby.
Oh, Jimby. All right. What is your go-to? Well, I was going to say go-to lazy dinner when you've had a day, but I would say when you're on the go and you're out and about in town and you're walking in your favorite restaurant, what's your go-to order? Like, what's your favorite order?
Sushi. I love
Oh,
I love
man
Mhm.
my
after my own heart.
I love I love
Always.
my nigiri, my otoro. I just want something greasy and fatty in my mouth. Tuna belly, the
I
belly.
love.
We will continue. Moving
Yes.
right along.
Okay. So I hope you know this because you're newer to California, but you should still know this.
Yeah.
Do you like Takis or hot Cheetos for snacks?
Ooh, hot Cheetos.
There we go. All right. One for the hot Cheeto column.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your celebrity crush?
There's a lot of them, but I'm gonna focus on Maria Menounos. Maria Menounos has
Yes, I see that.
she's very elegant and classy. She has this beautiful dimple. So
Sold at the dimple.
yes. Oh, maybe because it's Joseph and Maria, Jose Maria. I'm just kidding.
Jose Maria.
Oh, there
yeah,
you go.
Synergy.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you bought online?
Shoes.
Obviously.
Yeah, well, more
Brand?
details. We need more details. Like, yes.
Okay. Gucci.
Mhm.
Yes.
Gucci.
There we go.
Of course.
Excellent. All right. You know this, and you and Candace have this in common, an obsession with being at the airport because y'all love to travel. But Joseph, we want to know, do you arrive 2 hours before boarding or 2 minutes before boarding?
2 hours before boarding. Because I need to get my photo shoot. I need to get my photo shoot, my selfie timers.
He's doing it for the content.
For the content.
Yes.
Oh, Joseph, you're my people. I'm a 2 hour person.
And
Candace
I
is a
love
2 minute
chatting.
person.
I love chatting to people. Like, okay, where are you headed?
He's going to sit at the airport bar and chat up everyone and buy
100%,
around.
Building more relationships.
Totally.
I love it.
All right. And then you've mentioned superpowers before. I think you know this about me, but I'm a huge Marvel nerd. And so you've mentioned a couple superpowers already. But if you were a superhero, I mean, you are a superhero, but what superpower would you have from the comic books if you could have any superpower?
I was just talking to my friend about this yesterday because she said, Joseph, you're all over. You're in South Bay, East Bay, San Francisco. And I said, because I'm Batman. Call me Asian Batman. I'm still a human being.
Yeah.
But I'm a little strong, So it's like, that's,
Yeah.
I like Batman.
Have all the tricks and tools of Batman.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that concludes our rapid fire. We're obviously going to put all the information in the show notes, but Joseph, tell our clever crew, where's the best place they can hang out with you online? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. Obviously, it's the real Joseph Magsaysay on Instagram. And then on Facebook, it's just Joseph Magsaysay. On X, formerly known as Twitter, I'm not that visible over there, but it's the guy Magsaysay.
Awesome. And we will definitely drop your links in the show notes so people will just click on over and give you a follow. And Joseph's DMs are always open. I know because Kat and I are always in there. Thank you so much for the time you've spent with us today. We really, truly appreciate it.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And keep
Thank you,
doing what you're
Joseph.
doing. Both of you are impacting a lot of lives, and you are making our lives better because you are teaching us valuable lessons. Please know that. Please know that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That means
Thank
so
you.
much to us.
Thanks for joining us on Not Nice, Clever.
Remember to follow our podcast wherever you listen to audio.
And if you found today's episode valuable, please share it with your friends.
No gatekeeping here. Remember, we love to see our clever crew grow.
Signing off, you're not so nice, but oh so clever besties that mean business.
See you soon.